One of the reasons mainstream science hasn't found a lot of the things that the comedy recycling theory has found a lot of the things the comedy recycling theory has already found is that mainstream science isn't looking for it. They've basically pre-rejected a lot of the comedy recycling theory ideas, or they've never even considered them. So since they've never considered them, that means that they've never gone looking for any of the phenomenon that the comedy recycling theory believes that it can easily understand, and that's one of the reasons that the comedy recycling theory is so successful with a lot of the real world phenomena that are out there that are known to mainstream science, but that mainstream science does not have a good way of explaining, a good way of understanding, because they don't agree with the comedy recycling theory hypothesis, or they've never actually even considered the comedy recycling theory hypothesis. They've pretty much pre-rejected it. So since they're not looking for it, that's almost certainly why they're not finding it. Why, they're not looking for it, so they're not even suspecting that it exists out there, so that they haven't expended any effort going out and looking in these areas where the comedy recycling theory expects to find answers. The comedy recycling theory has gone and looked in these areas and found quite a few known phenomenon that mainstream science does not support very well, does not understand very well, but that seem to fall very easily from the comedy recycling theory hypothesis. Let me go ahead and explain briefly. One of the things is there are at least 4 known stars. I'm not going to give the names of them in this particular segment, but there's at least 4 known stars that more or less thumb their noses at the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram and have changed noticeably in their magnitude, their color, their class of radiation on the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram within a human lifetime or less. Whereas the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram says that stars undergoing thermonuclear fusion should take millions upon millions of years to go through these changes, whereas there's at least 4 known stars that have changed their class in areas like weeks, months, couple years, and one that has, I believe, gone through almost the entire class of the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram from about a little bit before 1900 up through present times. Now again, I'm not going to give the names of those stars at the present time, but they will be in the footnotes, they will be in other areas in the written comedy recycling theory that you can refer to.